Oh, she not for everybody. But as for me, need I say more?
Hello, good people, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tonya Felice, and if you enjoy chatting about all things fragrance, beauty, love, life, and whatever else we decide to chat about on this channel, then you, my friend, have landed in the right place. Okay, good people, so let's go ahead and chat. As you know, today we are going to talk about none other than Tom Ford's Bitter Peach. First and foremost, guys, okay, so I was waiting for this fragrance to come out. October 1, if you watch my blog from last week, I was able to go in the Tom Ford store and just kind of get a whiff of the new fragrance just to kind of see, do I like it? Is it going to be worth my time? Should I be getting excited? How should I be feeling? And so I went in, I took a whiff, and I actually enjoyed the fragrance. So I couldn't wait until Thursday, October 1st, so I could get into somebody's store to purchase the fragrance. Needless to say, I go to Nordstrom's, it wasn't there. So I'm like, wait a minute, guys. You said release date October 1st. You said that they made you pull it back and not sell it to customers, but I come into the store and one, it's not available. It hadn't landed at the stores. Two, when we go online to order it, it says that it won't be available to October 17th due to back orders. For back orders? I thought we weren't pre-selling. But anyway, nothing but love and everything's fine. But I ended up going into the Tom Ford store. They said that they had it as well, but of course, October 1 was the day. Spoke to my rep at Bloomingdale's and he said, hey, we're doing a friends and family event. For every $150 you spend, you get $20 off. I think that I'm going to go to Bloomingdale's instead and pick up the fragrance. So needless to say, I was able to stop over in Bloomingdale's and pick up the fragrance. So I go in and make my purchase. First and foremost, well, second, third, and fourth, I actually love the bottle. Of course, it's classic Tom Ford fragrance. If you know anything about me, peaches, anything peach, anything that smells like peach has always been my jam. I think since a little girl, my grandmother named me Peaches. She said I look like a peach, something to that nature. But anyway, it's always stuck with me. But I went in to pick up my bottle. Of course, I love the bottle, classic Tom Ford bottle. I love the top of the top because of the red that's there, kind of like the burnt orange red color that's up at the top. So that's perfect for me, guys. Let's talk about what I know you all want to talk about. Tonya, what's the juice like? So for me, when I first smelled it, I was like, oh, wait. Oh, okay. So when it first comes out, it's a very bright, very kind of tangy type of peach, right? It's charismatic, as I would explain it. It comes out, it jumps out, it says hello. It says hello fall, ta-ta summer. Is one of those types of fragrances, guys. And that's the first few notes that pops out. So it is Peach Divine, and which is a rare peach. I think it's found in France, and it's coupled with blood orange. So although you get like this juicy peach, you still get this kind of tart feeling behind it. Like the peach is ripe, but it's not fully ripe. And I think that's occurring because of the blood orange that's there. So that pops out in the very beginning, but it quickly dissipates. So as it dissipates, the next group of oils comes in. And so those oils are labdanum, Divana, and a little bit of patchouli. So when I was reading up on labdanum and I was reading up on Divana, something that caught my attention with all of them that they had in common was that, fruity. Let me pick up my notes. I saw fruity base. I saw musk. I saw floral. I saw woody. So All of those combined together is what that second layer of the fragrance starts to feel like. So you get your burst of peach and blood orange in the beginning, and then it kind of smooths out almost down to a very creamy, kind of woody, kind of earthy type feel. This is not like pow, oud, earthy, woody in your face. It's just very smooth type of woody and earthy type feel that you get. And guys, I need to add that with that peach in the beginning, it's sweet, but it's not like a gourmand type of sweet. It's just like a Sour Patch Kid. A Sour Patch Kid. You know how at the top you kind of get that and then you get a burst of kind of just light sweetness. That's how I could explain it. So first thing in the beginning, you're going to get that burst of charisma. Hello, hello, hello from that blood orange as well as the peach divine. Then it dries down. You get your labdanum, you get your divana oil, and then you get your patchouli as well. Something that I noticed with the divana oil, I read up on it and it said something about this oil being the type of oil that you use for restoration, you use for calming and, you know, balancing the emotions. But also it said that this oil was an aphrodisiac. I do believe this to be true because for me, this perfume started to mesh into something that was slightly romantic, on the romantic end for me. In the very, very dry down, you start to get your sandalwood. You get a little bit of cardamom because it's a tad bit of spice there, not a lot. It reminds me of like a peach latte, with a little bit of chai maybe added to it, just a little bit of spices added to it. And then it has a cognac base, cognac oil, in which the Tom Ford rep said that that was the heart of the fragrance. And so with that cognac oil, I think it just kind of makes it have that brightness to it as well. And then it also has jasmine absolute. So for me, this fragrance turned very creamy, very silky, very much so appropriate to walk me into fall and winter. Something that I took note of with this fragrance is the fact that it morphed into something so different. So in the beginning, like I told you guys, I was so excited about the burst that came about. And then I was kind of like, I was excited, but at the same time, I was like, wait a minute, is that what I just smelled? But when I went back to smell it again, you know how you just kind of go, and you're like, wait a minute, it changed just that quick. So if you're not the person who likes the burst of freshness and tartness all at the same time, do not smell your arm or do not smell the card immediately. This is one that you do want to give time to just kind of settle down. I think you should definitely spray it on your body, on your wrist, somewhere, because it morphs so quickly. You want to make sure that it doesn't remain bitter on your skin, or you may want to make sure that it's just not the dry down is not too maybe earthy feeling for you. I don't know, something to that effect. But for me, I love the fragrance. I've heard a lot of different reviews and commentary about the fragrance. And you know, fragrance is very much so subjective. So a lot of people said, hey, I don't like this fragrance. This is not what I was expecting. Some people say, hey, I love this fragrance. It smells so good. It's great. Whoop-de-doo. For me, I first sprayed it. I walked through the mall back and forth and I just kept thinking, oh my God, this smells so good. And it put me in the mind of slightly. They're not twinning with each other, but just slightly, guys. I'm going to pull out my little Parfum de Marly case that I got from Nordy's, but it reminds me slightly of Cassili from Parfum de Marly. And I think it's the jasmine that's in it. And when I first smelled it, I was like, this puts me in the mind of something. First, I was thinking, is it the Roja Dove Elixir? Then I was like, no, I think it's a little bit of Cassili for me. But both of them are warm. Both of them are creamy, but Cassili does not have what Bitter Peach has, and that's that dry down of that earthy, woody, musky. Well, it does have a little bit of musky. I can't say musky. The earthy woodiness it does not have. And that's the part that I love about this fragrance. I love the dry down of this fragrance because I love that earthy, woody, yet tad sweet effect that it gives off. In the beginning, I would consider this fragrance a more feminine fragrance until the dry down occurs. When the dry down occurs, that's when I could say, oh, okay, I can see this being a very much so unisex fragrance. In the beginning, would I want my husband to smell like that? Probably not. The dry down, maybe so. But I don't know. Not so much so. So in terms of the longevity, I will say this. Ever since I picked it up, I've just kind of been wearing it just to kind of test it. The longevity of this fragrance is good. I put this fragrance on today around 1:30 before I left the house. Got back home at around 7:40, maybe 7:30. I could still smell the fragrance. This fragrance turns into kind of sort of a skin scent, but it's still very prominent. I could still go back and smell, and the fragrance was still there. It hadn't dissipated. It was just not as bright. I would say that this fragrance can be considered a close encounter fragrance because if you were to get close to me or get up on me, you would be able to smell my scent. It is a very pleasant scent. It is a very smooth and silky scent. I know a lot of people felt like it doesn't have a lot of sillage behind it, you know. This is not that fragrance that you're walking in the room and everybody's like, oh, there she is, or your fragrance hits the door before you do. It's just not that type of fragrance, but I can appreciate that because sometimes when the fragrances are beating me to the door, they give me a headache. This one is perfect for me. I love it. I would say that it is one that you need to get a sample of first because, like I said in the beginning, it's not for everybody. I don't think that this is one that may be a big cult favorite, but for those people who are looking for something to diversify their fragrance palette, I think that is perfect. Even with me having other peach fragrances, I don't have a peach fragrance that does this. I don't have a peach fragrance that has that bright burst of blood orange and then the Divana oil and the lavender. I don't have that fragrance, right? So this fragrance does that different thing for me. It's something different for me to put in my fragrance collection, and I actually love it. And as a matter of fact, I can't wait till it gets a little cooler, a little colder, because I would love to see how this carries when I want to put on a nice blazer, some nice slacks or some nice jeans, a nice knee boot, a nice pump, and spray it on and go out into the atmosphere, guys. This fragrance screams fall to me. It makes me think about Thanksgiving. It makes me think about the warmth that surrounds me in those type of, during those types of holidays. And so I think it's going to be a perfect fragrance. Another thing that I thought about is that this is an elegant fragrance. This is the fragrance that you may want to wear to a nice romantic dinner. It has a level of sensuality to it, guys. For me, it's just a great fragrance. It's a good fragrance that I think you should definitely give a try, guys. If you've tried it once and said, this ain't for me, give it another shot. Try it once, try it twice. I would even say try it 3 times, 3 strikes, then you're out. But give it another try because this is one that develops, it morphs into something totally different. I just love it, guys. It's a great fragrance. So that's all for now, guys. If you did not already hit the like button, if you're not already subscribed and you like what we chatted about today, or if you are a peach yourself or you like anything peach, whether it be peach cobbler, peach tea, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. You have a bona fide peach right here on your team. Guys, that's all for today. Guys, make it a great and peachy week, and I look forward to chatting with you soon. Bye now.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and have a peachy week.